Globe today, education is not only confined to books, it's also about exploring the world with practical knowledge. Spread over 26 acres, K.R.Mangalam University is nested in the Aravalli Hills. The fully residential green campus offers an idyllic and intellectually vibrant environment for every learner. Global exposure is incomplete without international collaborations. K.R.Mangalam University has proudly collaborated with many premier international universities like Middlesex University London, ESCE International Business School, and the University of Florida. Professional education and industry exposure goes hand in hand. And as an educational institution, K.R.Mangalam University has joined hands with ACE companies in every sector for a better prospect. We have collaborated with giants like Apple, Dabur, FTCI, Medanta, Google, and Sun Pharma, to name a few. Along with this, we have 400 plus recruiters from various sectors connected to our campus with a 90+% placement record over the years. We have multiple feathers in our cap, like the Best University for Innovation Award in the 3rd Asia Pacific Education and Technology Award 2020, and the Best University Award in Asia with strong industry connections by Education Post.
I extend a warm welcome to the young industry leaders at the School of Agricultural Sciences. Here we have a diverse range of transdisciplinary and interdisciplinary courses for you. For the undergraduate learner, we offer a BSc Honours Agriculture degree program. Our contemporary curricula and the industry-integrated courses play an instrumental role in creating agriculture professionals with the desired skill set that the corporate world requires today. Academic delivery is complemented by the exposing students to real-world agriculture situations, industrial tours, case study sessions, workshops, agriculture-related corporate lectures, and practical life projects are the integral part of degree program. The summer internship is an integral part of all the programs offered at the school. The agriculture students get an opportunity to attend 2 weeks of national summer school training at Krishi Vigyan Kendras or Pasu Vigyan Kendras or Seed Fertilizer Pesticides Company. The 7th semester of the degree is completely kept for modules of skill development and entrepreneurship programs. The 8th semester is exclusively made for rural agriculture works experience and agro-industrial attachment. The students get a chance to visit a village, farm, interaction with farmers, and in the last month they see the agro-based industries. At K.R.Mangalam University, we aim to provide excellent placement opportunities to final year students.
Hello everyone, my name is Pruner. I am a part of the School of Agricultural Science at K.R.Mangalam University. I am in my 2nd year. I opted this course because of my keen interest in agriculture field. I am excited that I will contribute my society welfare within a few years. It is only possible because of K.R.Mangalam University. K.R.Mangalam University provides me opportunity in various research. Along with the quality of education, all teachers are clear in teaching. Teaching is done in classrooms, labs, and fields.
I invite you to join us in the quest for knowledge and excellence with the promise of an engaging, enjoyable, and empowering experience at K.R.Mangalam.
Over to you, Varsha ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of School of Agricultural Sciences, K.R.Mangalam University, I, Dr. Varsha Pandey, would like to welcome you all in today's open house session on the topic Career Opportunities in Agriculture. Food is the basic necessity for life, and feeding the growing population will never face a slowdown. For decades, agriculture has been associated with the production of essential food crops. At present, agriculture above and beyond farming includes forestry, fruit and vegetable cultivation, dairy, beekeeping, mushroom cultivation, and many more things. Agriculture is the backbone of the economic system of India. The Indian economy is heavily dependent on agriculture as it contributes to 16.5% of India's gross domestic product and employs the largest, that is 43% of the Indian workforce. Over the years, India has undergone a shift from basic farming to more efficient, sustainable, and productive farming. With the growing population and rise in the urban and the rural income, there is huge demand for food, making it critical to have a modern system of agricultural education that can produce highly skilled and competent manpower to address the challenging task of catering to the industry requirements. In simple terms, agricultural sciences is a multidisciplinary field which includes all aspects of crop production, starting from agronomy, soil science, genetics and plant breeding, entomology, plant pathology, horticulture, and agricultural economics. Therefore, agriculture provides a wide range of employment opportunities in any of these fields. So today we have with us a panel of experts who have specialized in various disciplines of agricultural sciences who will be interacting and sharing with all the participants the various career opportunities which a student can opt for once completion of the BSc Agriculture Honours degree. Let me introduce the panel to you first. We have with us Dr. S.S. Sharma, Professor and Dean, School of Agricultural Sciences, K.R.Mangalam University, Dr. Khushbu Singh, Assistant Professor at School of Agricultural Sciences, Dr. Sahil Mehta, Assistant Professor at School of Agricultural Sciences, and Mr. S.P. Singh, Assistant Professor at School of Agricultural Sciences, KRMU. Sir and ma'am, I welcome you all at today's open house session. Starting from crop production that deals with the yield of crops, helping to meet the food and fiber demand, and as an integrated perspective to the management of field conditions, including the type of soil, interaction of the soil with the crop, influence of climate, and overall crop productivity. So first, I would like to invite Mr. S.P. Singh, who has specialized in the field of agronomy, to explain to our participants about this field of crop production, what are the various steps involved in crop production, and what are the career opportunities for students in this field.
Hello, good morning, sir and ma'am. Ma'am, I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
So I am going to explain about what is agronomy and what is the role of agronomy in the job. So firstly, agronomy is a Greek word and it is made from agros and nomos. Agros means feed and nomos is to man. Nomos means to manage, and it is also art and science. The main definition of agronomy branch of agriculture science deals with the principle and practices of feed management for production of feed crops. And here agronomy practices and what is the step and what is the activity in the agronomy. So you can see in this slide, first is preparation of soil, after that sowing seeds, after that providing nutrient, then irrigation, then crop protection. After last step is harvest and storage. Next, in the agronomy, life cycle of plant. What is the life cycle? Without this, you cannot understand about crop plant and their requirement and weather conditions. So you can see here from the starting seed, after that germination, then plant sprout, after that seeding. After that flowers, then after flowering 10 to 15 days, a plant will produce fruits, then seed, fruit and seed. After that, it can harvest. So next slide is so about the classification of crops. Mainly three seasons in the Indian agriculture. First is Kharif, second is Jaid, and Rabi. So you simply understand about Kharif means rainy season, Jaid means summer season, Rabi means winter season. And in the Kharif season, the student can sow rice, maize, cotton, groundnut, and in the summer season, mainly vegetables like watermelon, cucumber, bottle gourd, pumpkins. Next is Rabi. Rabi means winter season. Winter season is famous for wheat. Major crops of in the worldwide: wheat, barley, pea, gram. Next, classification of crops. You know about the many crops like vegetables, cereals. Cereals means grain like rice, bajra, and wheat. And pulses. You know about the pulses like gram, peach, green gram, black gram, and oilseed crops like castor, sunflower, mustard, coconut, groundnut. It is example of oilseed crops. Next, how to produce of crops and how to cultivate of any crop. So, firstly, you need to preparing of soils. This is mainly two types. Firstly, plowing or tillage. Next step is leveling. Plowing, you can see it is also four types: plow, hoe, cultivator, leveler. And leveling is after the sowing seed, you equal to soil and mix the soil with seeds. Next, first step is sowing seed. After the plowing, first step is sowing seed. It is two types: broadcasting and transplanting. In the broadcasting, three types: by hand, and next is traditional way, and next is seed drill, and in the transplanting it is used in rice crop. Okay, it is a seed drill method. Seed drill is it is a very modern techniques for use in every crop like wheat, mustard, barley, and different crops. And transplanting it is used only rice crop. Here you can see how to student sow the seeds in the Rabi season. Firstly, plow. After the sowing the seed of BSc by the BSc agriculture students. Then you can see in the third picture student harvest of sugarcane in the K.R.Mangalam University. Next, you can see plow the field by tractor in the K.R.Mangalam University. And third picture show about the weed identification in the Bheja crops. Student of BS agriculture they doing about this. And next, you can see training on organic vegetables crop production. It is also have done in the K.R.Mangalam Agriculture University form. You can see cabbage. Second picture shows about the cabbage, and next is showing of potatoes and different crops. And third is mustard isolation of the plant. You can see in first picture of wheat removing activities. Next, vegetable harvesting and packing. You can see about the after the producing, students are doing here packing of vegetables and cabbage and some many produced vegetables which are sold in the outside campus and in the campus. You can see growing of plant in the our campus of mango. Their training about the training and how to produce nursery. You can see this picture, and you can also see last picture fourth about the how to cultivation in the net poly house. Students are the sowing of vegetable seed in the net poly house. So after the sowing of seeds, next step is method of irrigation. This time two types method in our Indian agriculture. First is traditional and second is modern. So traditional in you can see how to 50 and 60 years before farmers done through chain pump, moat, rahat, and this time modern time farmers use sprinkler, drip method, furrow method, basin method, etc. Next, training on smart agriculture. So you can see a use of agriculture, modern technology in our K.R.Mangalam agriculture field through this step like drip irrigation method and capped by polythene. This is very helpful method to control weed control and remove the extra unwanted weed. So it is helpful for modern technology. And next slide is scope of agronomy in India. Firstly, student will do BSc in agriculture and then opt for MSc agronomy as a 2 years program. After that, they have many jobs like agronomist, agriculture scientist, district agriculture officer, crop production specialist, crop scientist, lab technology assistant professor, SNS agronomist, research fellow, farm associate, farm manager. Okay, so thank you. Finally, thank you all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for very nicely explaining the various career opportunities in this field and also about explaining about the various cropping systems that are in agriculture. Thank you, sir. Moving forward, the basic input in agriculture is seed, and it is the most efficient means of propagating crops and maintaining and transmitting genetic improvement made by the plant breeders, and therefore it is the most vital and crucial input for crop production. Green revolution in the 1960s that increased agricultural production in parts of the world and contributed to reduction of poverty was possible with the development of these higher yielding variety of seeds. So now I would like to invite Dr. Khushbu Singh, who has specialization in the field of genetics and plant breeding, to discuss with our students about what is the importance of seed to crop production and what is the scope and importance of seed production.
Hello everyone. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. So the seed is the important thing in our life, as we all know that. The seeds are the foundation of human and animal life on earth. Whatever we eat, the food, the fibers, the clothes we wear, the most of the components we use in our daily lives are created only from the seed. Like corn, cotton, canola, wheat, barley, soybean, vegetable, flax, flowers, everything is made up of only of seed. So in nutshell, we can say seed is crux of agriculture. But only if I say only seed, that will be wrong. I must say quality seed. Quality seed should be said. So quality seed is what? Quality seed is an important factor for higher yield. The use of quality seeds helps greatly in higher production per unit capital, per unit area to attain food security of the country. Quality seed have the ability for efficient utilization of the inputs such as fertilizer and irrigation. So what are the various parameters in the quality seed should have? It should have physical purity, uniform size, free from insect damage, free from seed borne diseases, genetic purity, seed viability, seed vigor. These are the various factors which make a good, which all are the characteristics of a good quality seed. But in today we say the demand is different because of the COVID-19 pandemic affected entire seed industry, with the availability of the quality seeds being the greatest challenge for the farmers. The pandemic and the restriction imposed by government restricted the production, certification and international trade of seeds with serious consequences for farmers. There has been increase in hybrid seed penetration in multiple crops in order to address the food demand supply gap in the country. Due to stagnant growth observed in arable land and a constantly growing population, the per capita arable land has been declining. These factors, along with poor crop productivity, are likely to lead to pressure on the food supply in the country. Thus, the need for producing more from the decreasing per capita arable land to get higher return, we are moving for high yielding varieties and hybrid varieties. So the need is and the demand is for the higher yielding varieties and hybrid varieties. For this, the trend is encouraging farmers to shift from traditional farming to the advanced farming or from the conventional seed source to the packaged seed source that promise better returns. Therefore, the increased production of vegetables, crops in the decreasing area harvested for vegetables in the country have resulted in growing demand of the quality seed. But how we develop various type of varieties? There are different methods with which we develop, like selection, hybridization, mutation, polyploidization, plant biotechnology techniques, plant tissue culture techniques, with which we develop various kind of latest hybrid varieties. Now, after doing this, studying this genetics, plant breeding, seed science and technologies, there are various opportunities which students can take in their career, like plant breeder, seed technologist. They can go for seed inspector job, seed analyst job, agricultural research scientist job after completing their post graduation and PhD. They can go for farm manager. They can be an entrepreneur. They can start there become as a tissue culture expert, or they can go for senior trainee job in a national seed corporation. There are various other private companies or worldwide level like Syngenta, Bayer, Corteva, Advanta, Monsanto, which are hiring in which the specialization needs only the seed technology like genetics and plant breeding. There are some government or in Indian companies like Kaveri Seed Company, Maharashtra Hybrid Seed Company, Gentech Seed Companies, which are hiring in which the specialization needed for seed technologies. What we are doing in K.R.Mangalam University, and we are training our students in K.R.Mangalam University, they will be the plant breeding technologies, the advanced methods and techniques are included in our academics. The students are learning the seed germination test in their laboratories. We train them to identify and select plants exhibited the desirable traits based on natural genetic variation. So students are identifying in their agricultural field, which is available at the K.R.Mangalam University. They learn about analyzing the scientifically assessing crop improvement through plant breeding techniques. They are doing emasculation, bagging. These all are methods of plant breeding through which we can develop any kind of varieties, or we can develop hybrid varieties. So they learn establishment of techniques like artificial hybridization in the process of selfing, crossing in different plants, and it facilitates students to approach advancement in developing new strains with desired traits, including resistant varieties and higher yielding varieties. So after learning all these things, genetics, plant breeding, seed science and technologies, students can go for, they have multiple job opportunities and there are various options in their future. Thank you. Over to you, Varsha ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for discussing with our participants about the importance of quality seed and the various career prospects in this and the training which our institute provide in this field. Now, moving forward, once the seed is sown under field conditions, we need to protect our food and fiber crops from being damaged by various insects and pests. And entomologists are the people who study about insects, its relationship to humans, environment, and other organisms. So now I would like to invite Dr. S.S. Sharma, who has expertise in the field of entomology, to discuss about the various beneficial and harmful insects, and also are there any entrepreneurship opportunities for students in this field?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As far as crop production is concerned, it has first two aspects. First, crop production, then protection. Dr. S. Fishing has told how to produce the good crop.
Request you to switch on your video, sir, if possible.
You cannot start your video because the host has disabled it.
Camera.
Yes.
It's visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. The crop, as far as crop is concerned, the crop has two aspects. First, crop production and then protection. The crop production we have already done. The good crop can be done by agronomist and by soil scientist and by the efforts of seed genetics breeder and the dentist. Dr. S.P. Singh has told how to grow the good crops, and Dr. Khushbu has told that the role of seeds in agriculture, the quality seeds. So we have grown our crop nicely, but even after efforts of these growing crops, they are wasting, because the good crops, they are being damaged by insect pests and diseases. Until we save our crops by the damage of these insect pests, our all efforts will be gone. So there are, first of all, the insect pests. The insects, generally we see that all people say that, many of the people say that the insects are bad, but the insects are not always bad. There are two categories of insects. First, useful insects and harmful insects. First, the harmful insects. Harmful insects, they damage the assets of our farmers in the field as well as after harvest in the godowns or in our houses. So as far as the damage of insects present in the field, they damage our cereal crops, they damage our pulses crops, they damage our oilseed crops, and they damage our fiber crops, sugarcane, then this other cereal crops like wheat and this rice. So the loss due to these insects, that is very high. So until and unless we control these insects, our efforts are gone wastes. So we can control the insects by two means: by synthetic insecticides and by organic insecticides. There are many synthetic insecticides which can, by the application of which we can save our crops. First, by treating the seed. Before sowing, we treat the seed, and the insects will remain from our main crops. Then by spraying the insecticides, various types of insecticides, we can save our crops in the standing stage. And in addition to this, there are other insecticides which are organic insecticides, which are made of this bacteria, fungi, virus. And these insecticides, they are very safe to our human beings. However, the synthetic insecticides, they are harmful to, their residues are harmful to our we people and our livestock. So we request our farmers to go after synthetic, not for synthetic insecticide. We request them, or we advise them to go for the organic means of pest control. So another aspect is that the insects, in addition to their harmness, they are useful also. There are certain insects which are useful in our crop production. First, they give us honey. This honey bee, it is a very good source of honey and wax, and it is a very good pollinator also. Then another is silkworm. Silkworm, it gives us a silk. And the best silk of India, best silk of world is in India. We produce the best silk throughout the world. Then lac insects. From lac insects, we get the lac, which is used in ornaments and which is for sealing of any particular product. Then there are many pollinators, so we have to take care of these insects also, which are useful in our agriculture. And there are certain parasites and predators which damage our harmful insects. Ultimately, they are useful to we people, so we have to protect our useful insects also. How to protect the useful insects? We have to keep away from synthetic insecticides, because the synthetic insecticides are more harmful to the useful insect as compared to the organic insecticide. Organic insecticide like Bt, bacteria products, virus products, and another is the these fungal products. These organic insecticides, they are safer to the useful insects and destroy the harmful insects. So as far as their opportunities for the students is that the industries, there are many industries which synthesize our insecticides, like Dow company. It is a good. Then there are Hindustan Insecticide Limited, Cyanamide Insecticide, Bayer Insecticides company. the after completion of degrees, they can be absorbed over in these insecticides companies, and there are certain organic industries like the Biotech International. This Biotech International company, it produces the organic insecticides and bacterial insecticides. Then there is another Bayer company, it produces bacterial insecticides. So after completion of this degree, they can be absorbed, our students, they can be absorbed or they can seek job in our insecticide industries. So this was all about the and in addition to this, our crops, they are damaged by diseases also. As in human beings, there are diseases in the plants also. They are attacked by certain diseases, and these diseases can be controlled by fungicidal pesticides. And there are certain companies which produce fungicides, and the students, they can be absorbed in the fungicides industries also. And in addition to organic this synthetic fungicides, there are some organic fungicides also. And these organic fungicides, they do not damage our human health and our this livestock. They are quite safer to we people and our livestock. So we advise the farmers to go for the organic fungicides as far as possible. So I advise our farmers or our students, we give training that there should be minimum use of synthetic insecticides and maximum use of organic pesticides. Now this is over, and we have to save our pollinators also. These pollinators, the honeybees, this is a good pollinator, and if you don't save this pollinator, there will be heavy loss to the production of crops, especially in the sunflower. If you can see the 100%, more than 90% of the pollination is due to in this sunflower is due to honeybees. And if you don't save the honeybees, there will be complete loss of sunflower. So we request or we advise our farmers and the students to safeguard our pollinators also, and that can be done by using the organic pesticides only. That's all from my side, and over to Dr. Varsha.
Thank you so much, sir, for very nicely explaining about the crop protection part of agriculture and about its career prospects. So we have a question from one of the participants regarding smart agriculture, and they're asking whether the drones, which are nowadays very widely being used, can these drones be used in the field of agriculture?
Yes, ma'am. The drones, this is the latest technology. As far as agriculture is concerned, agriculture is not old, just seed sowing and harvesting. The drone play an important role in agriculture. Say, for example, how drones are useful. First of all, drones get, by the use of drone, we can survey the field where the highest population of insects. When we can know that this area is more prone to the insects and diseases, we can go spray over that, or we can control that area. So the main and the first purpose of this drone is survey of the crop and survey of the soil. By the activities of drone, we can know the best soil or these barren soils we can estimate. And then transportation, they are very useful in transportation. Suppose we want to spray a particular area, that material can be transported over there in a very few hours and without contaminating the different area. Then drone are very useful in spraying the crop. You can see crop can be of two types: very short crop and the crop like this areca, palm and coconut. So in the long trees, it is very difficult to spray, and we can with the drone we can easily go to the top of this coconut plant, and we can spray the coconut plant, and we can save the coconut crop from harmful insects. So it is very useful for spraying purposes. Then picking of vegetables, drone, so for example, picking of the fruit crops, So if the fruits are well ripened, it can tell, we can note by the activities of drone. Drone will go on the crop, tree crop, fruit crops, and it will tell that whether the mango are ripened or they are for harvesting or not. So in that also we can use the drone. And for in case of vegetables, say for example capsicum, there are different types of capsicum, that is yellow, green and red capsicum. So by the photoing or taking of the photo of, by the drone, we can note that this area is ripened, and this only we can pick the if pick the red capsicum or yellow capsicum or the green capsicum, whatsoever we need. So by the action of this drone, we can take the harvesting of these vegetables and the fruit crops. So drone has been proved very effective in the production of agriculture in vegetables and in fruit crops. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I hope
Sir, there is another observation I'd like you to clarify, because drone is very extensively being used by our engineering department, right? And we being a multidisciplinary university, so how agriculture department, works with different departments and is involved in different kind of projects. Would you like to shed some light on some of the projects being carried out jointly?
Yes, as far as drone are concerned, they are helpful in noting down the this pollution. Pollution may be due to the insecticide drifting. Pollution may be due to this sand. So drone will help us in noting the pollution or controlling the pollution. Drone will survey the area and it will tell this area is polluted by the sands, or it is polluted by the insecticides, or it is polluted by various weeds. So it is and with the collaboration of the engineering, we can follow the drone activities in that area.
I heard, sir, we are currently engaged in some kind of mapping the water resources also in our neighborhood villages. So would you like to share some light on it and how agriculture department is involved in that?
Yes. Mapping of this soil, that the groundwater table and the quality of water can be determined by the action of drones. It will send the photos of different types of water present in the soil, and it will certainly help in making the agriculture or giving the agriculture good water. Suppose in a specific area there is a good water, and we can note that this specific area and thus the water of specific area is good for irrigation water, that can be utilized, that can be drilled out, and that can be utilized for the agricultural purposes. So it's a very good tool for irrigation water and determination of irrigation water, or determination of soil groundwater by the drones.
So, sir, being a multidisciplinary university, K.R.Mangalam has an advantage that way. And we are not only giving them, understanding, information, practical knowledge about different aspects of agriculture, but now towards using the latest technology also in the field of agriculture. We give due training to our students. So would you like to shed some light on this also, sir?
Well, yes, sir. We certainly guide our students or give training regarding this in collaboration with the engineering students in engineering faculty regarding the use of or handling of drones for calculating the or mapping of the soil and mapping of soil water contents and soil quality or water quality present in the soil nearby villages. And by noting all these or by recording all these parameters, the agriculture will certainly be helpful for the production of higher yield.
Sir, our students are highly involved then in the community works, So they are not only learning how to use the latest technology, but this use is creating necessary, sufficient, wonderful knowledge which can be used by our neighboring villages to further their crops. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing with us such wonderful information. Over to Dr. Varsha.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we've seen the process of growing crops under crop production and about the importance of the vital input in agriculture, that is seed, and about the crop protection part of agriculture. But because of the shrinking arable land, we need to increase our crop productivity with the use of scientific tools and techniques, and in order to enhance crop production, and these all comes under the field of biotechnology. So now I would like to invite Dr. Sahil Mehta to explain to our students about what all is under this field of plant biotechnology and how it can help in augmenting the crop productivity and reducing the environmental impact of agriculture. So you're muted.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So just taking the point forward, like the land is shrinking. So considering with population under the shade of rapid urbanization and so many anthropogenic activities, with the point of like reduction in agricultural land, there has been enormous pressure in the field. So in this case, one of the options that seems to be very much important is plant biotechnology. What it does, basically, plant biotechnology also compare or also known by the name of green biotechnology, and it contains a lot of tools and techniques which are used to enhance the genetic component of a plant so that we get the multiple plants which are actually superior as well as the plant protection. So as of now, like taking the point which Dr. Khushbu earlier said, that genetic breeding is the mother, but here I put the point forward, like plant biotechnology is the father of the agriculture. Like it helps in the development of new plant traits and multiple varieties throughout the year. And moreover, the plant biotechnology also saves a lot of the years, which actually saves us from shedding a lot of human efforts, which takes around during selection of every viable seed as well as maintaining their descent. Just for example, what we can do, like plant biotechnology is so much useful that it can reduce multiple food components, like which seems to be allergic. Like there are many people like which either take soya bean or peanut, they tend to get a lot of allergy. So there are many cases like where plant biotechnology have been shown to reduce number of undesirable food components in rice, peanut, or whether it's a soya bean. Moreover, coming forward, in the plant biotechnology, there are two components. The first one is the plant tissue culture, and the second one is the plant transformation. In the case of plant tissue culture, what we take any part of a plant. It can be from the rice, it can be from the mango, or whether it can be from the strawberry. It can be there any leaf, it can be there any root. Like any plant which can give an explant, we use it in plant tissue culture. We basically take them, we wash them using soda and all, and what we do basically after surface sterilization, we put it on a plate, agar medium, we grow them. So in this case, from one unit we are multiplying it to multiple. This also contains, this also is known by the name of micro propagation. Whereas in the case of plant transformation, like you must be knowing about the concept of a gene. So basically in the plant transformation, we basically transfer a gene from a same, like from a rice to rice, or from rice to cotton, or from rice to mango, and we basically transfer the gene with reference to their functional characteristics. And as the result, there are multiple applications in the modern agriculture, plant biotechnology have been used at the pre-harvest as well as the post-harvest level. It has been used to increase the resistance against many herbicides as well as insect resistance. And like recently, the Dean sir also said like BT is also there. So BT cotton and BT corn are already there in the market. Moreover, there has been a report like in their plant biotechnology have been used to reduce the virus resistance. Here you can see like plant biotechnology have been used to increase the resistance against a plant virus. There are many possibilities which state that the plant biotechnology can also be used against the COVID. So this opens up the extended possibility. Moreover, there have been many reports like oil content have been also reduced. There has been dealing through tripping like in the case of tomatoes. Moreover, the like tolerance against like with the shrinkage of arable land, there have been many incidents of droughts in Rajasthan and in Haryana belt. So here there are multiple temperature incidences are occurring. So the plant biotechnology have also given a plants which have been used like superior varieties have been developed. Moreover, coming to the post-COVID era, like since 2019, the plant biotechnology have also resulted in many multiple edible vaccines in the form of banana as well as the multiple planting antibodies. In short, the antibodies which are made in plant system. As of now, there are multiple products available in the market, like we can say BT cotton, BT corn, golden rice, as well as virus-resistant papaya. So overall, if we see, biotechnology offers unique opportunities to solve many multiple environmental problems, which actually have originated from the bad impact of a green revolution, that is unsustainable agricultural and industrial practices. And so what we basically offer at the KRMU, we are basically teaching our students to do the plant tissue culture. Moreover, coming to the second point, we are also teaching our students to do the micro culture, like to develop the pure microbes so that we can use them as a bioinoculants. Lastly, we are also in KRMU, we are also teaching our students about the multiple diseases in multiple crops, whether it belongs to the Kharif or Rabi, whether the disease occurs in the rice or whether it occurs in the sunflower or whether it occurs in the sugarcane. We are teaching our students here about what are these diseases, how to identify them. Moreover, we are teaching them about how to manage them, because possibly the thing, the agriculture is not about doing the practicals in the lab or teaching or like reading. It's about what happens in the field. So if the student can handle or manage the disease very well, it makes them superior compared to the other students. And this is one of the forte of our university. Like it gives them the edge over the other university and what they are teaching. Like here we are telling them about the preventive measure. We are also focusing on chemical application like fungicides and herbicides. Moreover, we are also adding we have also prepared them about biological control method like Pseudomonas, Trichoderma, and Bacillus. These are basically one of the most superior worldwide renowned control agents. And as then if I have to extend what is about the career opportunities there have been, after doing the course from here, they can be plant tissue culture specialists in the industry, as well as they can also get absorbed in research lab as well as university. Following this, they can also be a good lab technician, as well as they can also go to some administrative job like in ministry or a department of biotechnology. They can also become agriculture officer, plant protection officer. Moreover, they can also extend their route of success to the professorship as well as the chief scientist job. So these are the points that I want to forward.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such a wonderful knowledge. Very rightly discussed by our panel of experts about the importance of various disciplines of agriculture and also the career opportunities for students of agriculture, which includes soil scientists, agronomists, plant breeders, seed inspector, entomologists, then jobs in various fertilizer or pesticide companies, plant tissue culture specialists. Also, there are many opportunities to become an agri-entrepreneur. Now, School of Agricultural Sciences at K.R.Mangalam University offers a 4-year duration BSc Honours Agriculture program. At KRMU, education is not only confined to books, but it is now exploring the world with the practical knowledge, as we offer a vibrant environment to the students wherein they can learn new skills and knowledge. So now I would again like to invite Dr. S.S. Sharma to discuss with the participants how we prepare our students during the degree program and enrich the students' skills and competence as required by the industries and farmers today, and also about the career opportunities which we prepare our students for. And I request Khushbu ma'am to please share the screen.
Yes, BSc Agriculture program, it is a 4-year program and it's split into 8 semesters. And next, please. We offer the students, and in agriculture, as far as agriculture total courses, there are about 18 total subjects, and out of all 8 semesters, there are more than 190 credit hours which cover, and these all semesters, they have been equally distributed with the different subjects: agronomy subjects, soil science subjects, plant breeding, sociology, economics, entomology, plant pathology, and breeding subjects. They are equally distributed throughout the 4 semester. And last year, that is completely practical. In the first semester, we offer them 2 modules. There are 12 modules, and out of these modules, the students have to select 2 modules which are practical, and it will be helpful for their specialization. And in the last semester, that is completely practical, and the students go to the farm and the industry, and they will be interacting with the farmers and with the industry people, and that will make our students able for specialization and for this job oriented course. So as far as this different types of activities which we perform at the farm level, that is organic farming, organic agriculture crop production at our K.R.Mangalam University, then organic mushroom cultivation, exotic fruits and vegetable cultivation, horticulture, fruit tree orchard, floriculture production, then beekeeping, etc. Next, please. You see, the students, they are being trained on the production of organic wheat.
So there is a question by one of the participants, and he has asked that Mr. Shehnawaz is the person who is asking this question.
Yes.
Is our organic farming, whatever we teach to our students, approved by ICAR?
Yes, this is approved by the ICAR. Whatsoever syllabus we take, that is approved by ICAR. Completely ICAR approved syllabus we teach our students.
I hope Shehnawaz, it satisfies you. If you have any other query, please do write. Right?
Our all course curriculum is according to the ICR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research. So next slide, we teach our students regarding the different methods of sowing. In the first slide, you can see that this method of sowing is K.R. method. And in the second slide, the students, they themselves harvested our pulse crops. And in the third slide, that is, they are harvesting the cereal crops. So we trained our students regarding the different farm activities. And once they are trained, they certainly will be helpful to their career. You can see in the first slide, we give training to the our students regarding the agriculture implements. We train our students regarding the operation and maintenance of tractor and tractor plowing. In the third, this is the students, they are standing in the field of the dhancha crop. This dhancha crop has been raised for this mulching. So we just after raising of crops, this dhancha crop, this is plowed in the field, and it will give it will raise our soil as good, it will give our soil as good nutrients, and it will be very fertile soil. So it will reduce the application of these chemical fertilizers. So in the first picture, we are saying that we are giving training to our students regarding the crop, regarding the this cultivation of mushroom. The students will prepare the FIM on which the mushroom is grown, and the student, they certainly their selves prepare the FIM on which the mushroom is cultivated, and we take our students to the different institute, and this institute is a Indian Agriculture Research Institute, where the students, they see the different types of crops. Then next, please. You can see the students, they are growing the organic vegetable. Organic vegetable, first this is cabbage, then coriander, and this is fenugreek, and in the students, they themselves are preparing field for the production of these vegetable crops. Next, please. You can see once the crop has been harvested, the especially the vegetable crops, they should be packed wonderfully, exactly. If they are not being packed immediately after the harvest, they will be destroyed, and there will be wastage. So we trained our students how to harvest the vegetable crops and how to pack the vegetable crops before marketing. Then next, please. You can see, in addition to the vegetable crops, we trained our students how to plant the fruit trees. The students, they themselves first dig the pit, then they prepare the pit for the plantation. They are planting this mango. First, in the first picture, the students, they are taking the mango plant, and in the second picture, they have planted the mango plant in the pits. Then in the third picture, the student itself is irrigating the planted plants, that is fruit trees, that is mango plant. And along with the fruit trees, we train the students regarding the growing of flower nurseries, how to fill the pots with the nutritive soils, then how to plant the ornamental plants like flowering plants, annual plants, and under this controlled conditions, under shading conditions, and they are being cultivated for the further marketing. Next, please. You can see this is smart agriculture, and here in the drip irrigation system, you can see drip irrigation. This is we trained our students regarding the drip irrigation. That is, drip irrigation is the latest irrigation system. In this drip irrigation, when there is less amount of water, we can propagate our crops even in the less water, and the irrigation will be given only according to the requirement of the plant. If the plants requires only very few drops of water, we will give only that few drops, and that is possible by drip irrigation. Another is the this plantation under the this polythene sheets. You can, by covering the polythene sheets, we can avoid the loss of water and avoid the this growing of weeds. That training about this food preservation, we trained our students regarding the honey extraction, and how to extract the honey from the honeycombs, then filtration of honey, and then bottling of honeys, then making of fruit and vegetable jam and jelly, etc. In the third picture, the students themselves, they are preparing the fruit products like apple jam and mango jam. And in the fourth picture, the students, they are preparing the tomato ketchup. In the month of April, there are a glut of this tomato, and the farmers, they just throw the excess amount of tomato. So to avoid this throwing of those tomato, thus we we trained the students regarding preparation of tomato ketchup, tomato chutney, etc. That our students, they have prepared their ketchup themselves, and this bottle they are completely capable for marketing. Then, in addition to this, we trained the students regarding this collection of harmful and useful insects, because the student, they will this collect the insects, and they will preserve, so that in the future plan, when the insects are not available, they can get identified with the students, and they will be awakened that whether a particular insect is harmful or useful. So in addition to this, we take up our students to the different institutes of agriculture institutes. First, Pusa Agriculture Institute, Pusa Kisan Mela, then in CCS Haryana Agriculture University Kisan Mela and Agricultural Technology, and Food Ahar Mela. So these are, we expose our students to different institutes. Then this Indo-Israel project Gronda, we took our students to different agriculture institutes so that they can be exposed to the different institutes and get knowledge of their specialization. So as far as their opportunity are concerned, their agriculture grades, for them, there are ample opportunities in private sectors, government sectors, and cooperative sectors. In agriculture sectors and government sectors, in agriculture department, state agriculture department, there they can be absorbed as agriculture development officer, agriculture inspectors, then horticulture development officer, soil conservator, soil testing officers, plant protection officers, plant protection quarantines, and national dairy research institutes also, they can be absorbed. Then for this competitive examinations, they are completely competent for the appearing for the competitive examinations of UPSC, then HPSC and SSC. There is one subject, this optional subject is agriculture, and by taking this agriculture as one optional subject, the students will be more benefited as compared to the other insects, because agriculture is one of the main optional subjects from which the students will take in under UPSC and HPSC and SSC. So in another aspects, in the financial sector, the students can be absorbed in the banks. The student in NABARD and nationalized banks, there are posts of agriculture officers, and they can be absorbed there also. And they can be appointed as agriculture assistant, agriculture development officer in nationalized banks and NABARD banks. Then after completion of BSc, they can go for higher studies, that is MSc and PhDs, and they can go internationally in international and national institute or national university. They can be absorbed, they can work as scientists or as professors. But it is possible after completion of their PG programs. Then in corporate sectors, they can be adjusted. There are certain positions in corporate sector, that is Food Corporation of India, state warehouses. Then in private sectors, they can be absorbed in seed industries. Then this IFCO in fertilizer industries, and national seed companies, Haryana Seed Development Corporations. Then there are certain Indo-Israel projects, they can be absorbed. And these private companies, insecticide companies, that Bayer, Hindustan Insecticide Limited, Syngenta, Dow, Cyanamid India Company. So these are the private insecticide company, and there are certain this fertilizer and seed pesticides company, mushroom cultivation. Then for entrepreneurship, after completion of this degree, they are completely trained about different aspects, and they can start their own business. Like they can open their shops for fertilizer and seed and pesticides. they can grow their own mushroom at their own, and they can be absorbed, or they can become entrepreneur in mushroom cultivation. Then high value fruits crop, they can grow their high value added high value crop like strawberry. Then we trained our students regarding the poultry and piggery production. They can start their own business in the field of poultry and piggery. Then pearl farming, we also give training regarding the pearl farming, and they can start their own pearl farming. This pearl farming, they can be started in a small plot. Then organic farming, they are well trained, and there is a trend of organic farming. The people, they are going away from the bad effect of synthetic chemicals, and by organic produce. This organic produce is very safe to our we people and our livestock. Then beekeeping is a very good entrepreneur, and they can start this beekeeping without any land. If the any student, it does not have any land, and this is a business of without land. And sericulture in the area of sericulture, silkworm, they can start their own business, or this rearing of silkworm. They can be adjusted, or they can start their own entrepreneurship. And in addition to these, all these, there is one latest technology, that is latest entrepreneur aspect, that is animal breeding. They can start their animal breeding. They can produce, they can rear one bullock, and this artificial insemination is a very good tool for high production of milk. So this one bull, they can rear this breeding bull, and they can go for artificial insemination. It's a very good source of income, and very good source of breeding of latest high yielding breeds of cow and buffaloes. Thank you. Varsha.
Thank you so much, sir. Very rightly discussed by sir that at K.R.Mangalam University, we provide hands-on training, experiential learning, problem-solving skills to students through trainings on organic farming, mushroom cultivation, various smart agriculture techniques, which involves drip and sprinkler irrigation system. Then students themselves, they sow and harvest the crops, providing them practical knowledge, and which helps them in achieving their career goals. And that is what makes our university different from the other agriculture universities. Ma'am and sir, thank you so much for sharing such valuable information with our participants, which surely will help them to choose the right path and for future career options. I would like to thank all our panel of experts and faculties who took out time from their busy schedule and provided valuable information and suggestions to our participants about the career opportunities they can opt for after the BSc Agriculture degree. Thank you so much. Now I would request.
Thank you, Varsha ma'am. We do have a couple of questions that have come in from students, and I'd like you to direct them. There is one question from a student who is asking that he wants to apply for IAS. Is agriculture, a BSc agriculture, a good option if he wants to opt for IAS? Because I think he's heard from some friends that he should do that. So I think Sharma sir, would you take that question?
Yes, please. I welcome the students for IES. And you see, agriculture is a subject, optional subject. He can go for agriculture subject. And if he takes, after completion of BSc agriculture, he can opt for IES UPSC examination, and agriculture is one of the optional subjects. And you can see there are 100 students, and if he take agriculture as optional subject, he will be put in 25 students. 25% means the rest of the 75% students are taking other subjects, non-agriculture students, and he will be put in the 25%. So the option for selection and the for his selection is more as compared to the other subjects.
Right, I think that is a very important thing to note, that agriculture is one of the subjects
So they would be getting an advantage by choosing agriculture, apart
Yes.
from, of course, the advantages of having so many other career opportunities within the field itself. Thank you so much, sir. There is another question that there were, Varsha ma'am, there is a question regarding
Yes, ma'am.
how we as agriculturists can solve storage problems of produce and grains once the harvesting has been done. Then there is a lot of storage problem. I think this person is probably from a farming family.
Yes.
So could I request SP Singh sir to please take this up? So how can we train our students to understand these issues of farmers, that after harvesting there are storage issues?
मैम थैंक यू मैम। पहले तो मैं बताना चाहूँगी कि मैम हार्वेस्टिंग टाइम जो है बहुत ही केयरफुल रहना चाहिए फार्मर्स को, चाहे स्टूडेंट को, क्योंकि अगर हम ग्रेन्स की बात करें तो हमें 12%, 8 to 12% मॉइस्चर हो तभी हार्वेस्टिंग करना चाहिए। नहीं तो अगर ज़्यादा मॉइस्चर पे क्या करते हैं कि हम हार्वेस्टिंग कर देते हैं तो बाद में जो है उस पर इंसेक्ट अटैक जो है बढ़ जाता है और जो है हमारे ग्रेन्स जो है गोदाम में या स्टोरेज रूम में सड़ जाते हैं। तो ये चीज़ को थोड़ा सा स्टूडेंट या फार्मर्स को केयरफुल रहना चाहिए कि ज़्यादा मॉइस्चर ना हो तभी कटाना, मतलब अवॉइड करें हार्वेस्टिंग करने के लिए, और कम से कम 8 to 12% मॉइस्चर हो ग्रेन्स में तभी हार्वेस्टिंग करना चाहिए। और बात करें अगर हम वेजिटेबल्स की, तो वेजिटेबल्स के लिए मैडम जो है उसका एक परफेक्ट टाइम होता है। जैसे कि हम बात करें कि कैबेज और कॉलीफ्लावर की तो 40 या 60 डेज पे, 40 या 50 डेज पे इसकी हार्वेस्टिंग कर लेनी चाहिए। नहीं तो क्या होता है कि ज़्यादा दिन पे हो जाने पे हार्ड हो जाता है, जिससे कि पब्लिक जो है मार्केट में इसको अवॉइड करती है लेने से, क्योंकि वो पब्लिक का डिमांड ये होता है कि जो वेजिटेबल्स है वो कम दिन का होना चाहिए, सॉफ्ट होना चाहिए, क्लीन होना चाहिए। तो ये सब थोड़ा सा स्टूडेंट और फार्मर्स को केयरफुल रहना चाहिए। और दूसरी चीज़ की आफ्टर हार्वेस्टिंग क्या होता है कि ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में कभी कभी क्या होता है कि ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में जो है हमारे वेजिटेबल्स जो सड़ जाते हैं। तो हर एक वेजिटेबल्स का एक टाइम होता है कि 8 to 10 डेज ये मतलब लाइव हो सकते हैं, उसके बाद जो ये डेड हो जाते हैं। तो उसके बीच जो है इसको ट्रांसपोर्ट करने के लिए रिकमेंडेड किया गया है कि विदिन 1 वीक ये जो है अगर दूर जा रहा है तो उसके लिए कम टेम्परेचर पे 3 to 5 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे उसको वो मतलब रख के ही ले जाएं, जिससे कि उसकी लाइफ स्पैन जो है अधिक दिन तक रह सके। तो ये सब सावधानियां जो है हमारे फार्मर्स को और स्टूडेंट को ध्यान में रख के करना चाहिए।
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, it's, as a layperson, it is very heartening to know that there are experts who have taken all this into account. And definitely, once our students learn all this, they can also contribute towards the farming community and solve these social issues as well. Thank you so much, sir. We have one more question. And for all of those who are watching us live on Facebook, you can also put in your questions in the Facebook chat box as well, and we'll try and get back to you. So we have one question, Dean sir, I would like you to take this up. This is regarding what are the new implements being used in agriculture today?
Yes, ma'am. Former agriculture, that was just hand plowing or plowing through the bullocks, but that time has gone. Now there's smart agriculture, and the smart agriculture, why we have come to the smart agriculture? In the smart agriculture, there's quantity of the food will be more and the quality will be good. For growing this quality, there are certain latest implements. That is first rotavator, then another is laser leveler, then 40 seed drill, combine harvester, pit digger, tractor mounting spray pumps, paddy transplanter, then battery sprayers, the drone implements, and tractor mounted pruner, then drip irrigation system. These are the latest implements required for the agriculture to grow smart agriculture. From rotavator, you can see this rotavator. Previously, the land were undulated, and with the drop this rotavator, we pulverize the soil. The lower soil comes up and the upper goes down, so it will pulverize our soil. Laser leveler. In this laser leveler, the soil is quite undulated. And for irrigation, if we irrigate this unleveled this land, there will be high amount of irrigation water. By using the laser lever, only small amount of water will be sufficient to irrigate our whole field. Then ferticide drill. Ferticide drill is composed of two aspects, that is fertilizer as well as seed. For application during the sowing time, first this machine will show fertilizer. Then on the fertilizer, it will drop the seed. So the crop or the plant will be very good if the crop has been sown with the ferticide drill. Then combine harvester. Previously, the harvesting of the crop was with manually, and it will take a longer time, and it will certainly this longer time and high labor. Nowadays, there are combined harvesting machine. It will not it will take very less time to harvest the crop, and there will be no shattering of our crop. Then pit digger, you can see for planting of fruit trees, manually we take higher time, higher labor, but with the use of pit digger, we can plant the plant at proper depth, and with the help of tractor, we can make pits and easily plant higher number of plants in a limited time. Then tractor mounted sprays. With the hand sprays, they're longer time, and it does not cover the whole area properly, but with the tractor mounted sprays, the whole crop is sprayed uniformly and quickly. Then paddy transplanter. With the hand transplanting, there's long term, there's a problem of labor, and this labor does not put the plant at proper depth. With the paddy transplanter, it takes very low labor time, low time, and put the plant at a proper depth, so that all the plants which has been transplanted by the paddy transplanter, they properly grow and they remain viable. Then battery spray pumps. There are battery spray pumps. Even a little amount of insecticides can be sprayed in a large area. Then use of sensors and drones. Sensors technology, it is very required in the this polyhouses. Polyhouses, this sensor technique is generally used. But what is sensors technology? If there is need for water, the sensors will allow that to come the water out of these pipes, and if there is a deficiency of these nutrients, this sensor will tell that the crop requiring this special nutrients, and it will this insecticide, the fertilizer output will be automatically gone. Then tractor mounted pruner. You can see the pruning of these trees that used to be done by the manual, and manual pruning is not good as compared to the tractor mounted pruning. And in a shorter time, the tractor mounted prune will prune large area, and which is economical and effective also. Then drip irrigation, the methods of irrigation, the drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation. Drip irrigation is very good system of irrigation, because only very little amount of water will suffice the higher number of
Yes, sir.
crops. Higher,
I think we even follow this in the university as well, because
and
we see in your photographs that the students are also learning about all these new techniques and following them
yes,
from drones to these new techniques that sir is talking about. It is very heartening to see that with the development of technology and the futuristic aspects in mind, the teaching of agriculture, like sir has said, that the days of manual plowing and sowing have gone long past, but the teaching of agriculture has also evolved with the changing demands, and now our students are being exposed to all these new techniques. They are actively using them within the university. They are collaborating with like the engineering department and doing projects using drones and technology. They're getting training on tractors and everything, which is very hands on as well. And like sir had explained, a part of their teaching program is purely practical, so they are getting a very futuristic and progressive, technologically advanced education, because just like all other professions, the profession of agriculture or agricultural scientists has also evolved over the years. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request Suruchi ma'am to take us through some of the aspects of the university.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was wonderful to know the unlimited scope of agriculture field. So the K.R.Mangalam University is the other name and motto is to empower you and empowering the nation. Over here, we have more than 3,000 students, 11 schools, and the campus is across 26 acres. It's a beautiful campus. We work on hands-on learning in together to the credit-based, outcome-based education system. Over here, we even do have a fully AC institute. We even provide the 100% scholarship to our students. We do have international and industrial collaborations with multiple organizations. These are some courses which are offered by 11 schools of our K.R.Mangalam Institute, from engineering department, management department, from a basic and applied sciences department, from a medical and applied sciences, agriculture sciences, agriculture design, legal studies, journalism, mass communication, humanities, education, hotel management, catering technology, and doctoral programs, these are some programs which are offered from the K.R.Mangalam University. These are some industrial collaborations that we have in K.R.Mangalam with IBM, as you can see with the LinkedIn. And then if they're only the few names, there are many more industry collaborations with us. The research
Mamta ma'am, if I'm not mistaken, it's not only the agriculture department which is keeping pace with the time. Every department of ours is constantly evolving, our own curriculum, which is industry relevant. And if I have to say, which is valid for industry 4.0, right? And gearing towards industry 5.0.
Yes, if we see some of the,
I would love you to explain us our collaboration, particularly with the IBM, Siemens,
sure, sir.
NSC.
Yes, sir. So the difference between, say, sending a student for training and having an industry collaboration or a program which has been specially designed with these market leaders is that they are not just going for training to some office or doing an internship. These are programs which have been designed keeping in mind the needs of the industry. So IBM is a market leader in itself. Siemens is a market leader in itself. So students who are aspiring to jobs with these companies or those who are using their software. For example, Siemens has a proprietary software that they use for their automotive technology. Now, our students at K.R.Mangalam University are getting hands-on experience and are learning from the industry leaders who will come to the university and teach some particular courses. The entire course is industry integrated. So within the program, there will be several courses. For example, the National Stock Exchange Academy. They are also training our students on their proprietary software. Now, for example, the software that is developed by Siemens is used by companies across the world. So tomorrow, and when we have EV technology coming in, the learning that they are doing today is going to help them not just for these companies, but they are getting an in-depth knowledge of what the future holds. And so in the past, we heard that India produces a lot of very intelligent people, but they are not future ready, or the companies have to train them again before they can start working on a job. But now what they have done is that we, progressive universities like ours have listened to the experts. And so today when a K.R.Mangalam University graduate passes out of the university is already trained. And not just trained in something, like Dean sir was telling us about agriculture. They know what is happening. They know what is the need of not just today, but 5 years later, 10 years later. So they are not training their students on things that were being done 20 years ago. Our students are getting that experience with drones tomorrow, which they will use in their future. So our industry collaborations ensure that our students are getting the correct mentorship. Similarly, we do have programs like Suruchi ma'am, if you can show us the collaboration with IIT Bombay that we have. They've set up a lab here in the university, which is called the Yantra Robotics Lab. And this is in partnership with IIT Bombay. So our students get mentored by professors from IIT Bombay. They get, they work on projects together. They can, get some training together. And again, futuristic technology. But at the same time, not just from IIT Bombay, we have a host of mentors from across the globe that are helping not just the students, but the faculty members as well. We also constantly get mentorship, guidance, learn from the experience. What happened during the pandemic was that we have erased geographical boundaries. So we can connect with people from across the globe, just take care of, timelines, this, that. It doesn't have to be within working hours, but now we are able to connect globally. And that is, I think, one of the positive effects that the lockdown taught us, that now we can all connect together. Like today, we are doing this webinar, it's being telecast live on Facebook. So if somebody wants to watch this, they can do it at any time by going on the Facebook page of K.R.Mangalam University. And if they're interested in agriculture, they'll scroll down and see, oh, okay, you did this in pharmacy as well. So let me go and check that out. So we are connected together and we are connected globally. And this is not just in terms of technology or feeling that just moving ahead and, we have the drones and we have the robots and everything. But we are also at the same time concerned about the sustainability. So within the campus, we will also have the the ashram. So what happens is that the students will get an in-depth knowledge of, yes, futuristic technology, but they will also learn about sustainability. Dean sir was showing us pictures of their students doing, drip irrigation and talking about how we can save water. The students are doing a project around the university where they are engaged in mapping the water system. They're trying to figure out how to revive, the lakes around here which used to be there. So they are actually contributing to the future of this entire area. And we want to make global citizens for tomorrow, not just people who, get a good degree, get a good job, go out. They will automatically get those. But we need to create citizens for tomorrow. We need to take care of their goals as well. Is that right, Suruchi ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, totally right.
We do a lot of stuff beyond academics as well. If you could just elaborate on that. Because Suruchi ma'am is from the psychology department and they do a lot of, counseling as well. Their students are also being taught how to connect with other students, with the faculty. So everything goes on hand in hand, right?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, if you say of that, like our student going for the internship from the first year itself is amazing in K.R.Mangalam. We force our students to go for the internship from the first year, irrespective of the field. And I think that's hands-on learning experience. Then they'll start going and start connecting. Like even in agriculture, you are related to the field, you are studying agriculture and you are visiting and doing it practically. So you are learning what is practical in life. So I think that connection that makes between the student and the education is immensely great in K.R.Mangalam experience.
Right, ma'am.
Mentor-mentee program, ma'am.
Yes.
That is something is like we connect to the students and we are there holding their hands in throughout the way and helping them to grow each and every step. And even if there's any pitfall in the journey with the educational path or something like that, we are there to make them stand up and move further on. Yes, ma'am.
Right. I think, Dr. Suruchi, that is one of the things that was my favorite at this university, that each student is assigned a mentor. And then it is up to the mentor to see, like you said, hand holding throughout their journey. And, being more experienced, we can probably see in advance that this person will be good for this. Or they would, their skill set would be greatly enhanced if they could just do this one course as well. So our students greatly benefit from that, of course. And so for those students who would wish to go abroad, have some international exposure, get maybe a degree or a course, we do have options for those students as well. Because sometimes what happens is that financially it becomes a burden on the parent or the student to complete their entire study course abroad. Now, we have a lot of collaborations with international universities, and they come in various forms. You could do part of your degree here, part abroad, or you could do your bachelor's here and master's abroad, or you could go for a summer training program. So, all of these options can be explored by students who wish to go abroad. Ma'am, if we look at the testimonials from students, what we see is not just that, well, you taught me very well, or the syllabus was covered very well. No, it's all about skills. It's all about how they're going to do in their future. If you see what the students have also said about the university, you will realize that what they learned here was maybe an introspection, learning more about themselves, and then being better citizens, being better professionals. Because what they learned here, what they picked up here, were skills that were going to be used in the coming years.
So true. Interpersonal skills are very important, and I think the focus on the interpersonal growth of interpersonal skill is very important, and we are focusing on them. It's not just
Right.
education.
Of course, because when we're in school, ma'am, we are taught that it's all about marks. You get marks, you'll get ahead. And then when you come to college, then we'll tell our students that you need to have communication skills, you need to have interpersonal skills, like you said. And then when they go to the job, they'll realize how important those interpersonal skills are. You need networking for everything. So as professionals, probably we are also learning that teaching is not just curriculum coverage. It is also building their personality so that they can be better tomorrow at whatever they choose to be.
Holistic development is the whole target that I think which needs to be for a student for their future.
And that is how it translates into placements, of course, because now K.R.Mangalam University is in a position that we are one of the best private universities in the region. So we attract a lot of recruiters, but our students are also doing very well. Because like I said, we are not churning out students who have degrees, graduates who just have degrees. No, these people are already trained. They have the correct skill set to go out into the world and do well for themselves. So our students are getting placed all over the world. They are doing well for themselves. We encourage entrepreneurship. We have our own entrepreneurship cell. We want them to excel in everything that they do. And of course, we have a dedicated placement cell and a career development center which caters to their needs. The placement process doesn't start when you reach final year, right? We start as you enter, and the mentor will try to figure out what you'll be good at, how can we fill those holes, and of course the CDC office will ensure that you get the correct kind of practice. They hold so many sessions on things like group discussions and personality development and all these skills that students might need for an interview as well.
So true, ma'am. And I think that holistic, again, if you say, after all, we do take education for the job. We want to reach somewhere, and that's the hand that is hold by the training department of K.R.Mangalam is amazing. From the first day when they enter, how you have to be presentable, how you have to prepare a CV, and everything they just try to taught them hand to hand.
That's right. I was even amazed that during the pandemic, when we were all at home, we kept getting messages about so and so recruiter is coming, and they all shifted online because we found it very easy because we already had a large segment of our teaching and our the software that we use. We were already well prepared for what the future had to bring, and we were able to adapt very easily. And I was very amazed to see the placements happening throughout the lockdown as well. Because most of the companies, of course, were also very savvy.
Actually, it was a boom, ma'am. There was a boom in the rate of the employment in the, I think in the K.R.
True.
Mangalam, a lot of placements were happening at that time.
Absolutely. Even our admissions process, it became, I would say, simplified, because we have now a very seamless admission process. Gone are the days when taking admission into a university would be a very long drawn out process. But now we have moved hybrid. We can apply online, we can have our interview sessions online, we can have our entrance exam also online. So, but of course, I mean, we want our students, we want prospective students to visit the university. So we are hybrid. You're most welcome to come to see what we're talking about, visit the labs, have an interaction with the teachers. But yes, we are also hybrid. So if you are far away, then you can just log on to our site, connect with an admission counselor, and you can appear for the test. And so for those students who are appearing for CUET 22, you will be exempted from the university admission test. So that is an information that I would like to put out. However, if you have not done the CUET, then you would have to appear for an entrance exam for the university and then have a panel interview. But the process is very simple and very, very transparent. Because again, earlier we used to hear that private universities have very hidden fees and all that. All those days are gone. The admission fees, the tuition fees, everything you will find on the website. It's all right there. And we have a very, I would say, very competitive and a very reasonable fee structure. If you see the infrastructure and the facilities that are being provided by K.R.Mangalam, the fee structure for a degree program, which would be charged semester wise, so something from 55 to 70,000 rupees. You know, it's lesser than what I pay for my school for my children. But yeah, so it is affordable, it is accessible, and very, very transparent now. So that is, of course, so all of you who would wish to explore these opportunities, please also know that we offer scholarships for meritorious students. We have a number of scholarships. This scholarship amount can go up to 100% of your fees. So please explore the scholarships that we offer, and if any are applicable to you, please mention that at the time of admission. For any queries that you might have, please contact us. We are just a phone call away. It's 011-488-4888. For any information on the program, the syllabus, the fee structure, you can just go on to our website. You will have all the information there. Also, if you would like to connect with any faculty members, please write it to us at schoolconnect@krmangalam.edu.in. We would be more than happy to guide you. As Suruchi ma'am was saying, we are mentors first. So we would love to guide you and tell you what would be best for you. If you're confused about your stream, please connect with our faculty members. We're all here. Thank you so much for all of you for joining us today. Thank you, Suruchi ma'am. Thank you, Arora sir, and the faculty of the School of Agricultural Sciences. I am sure that today's session will help in alleviating a lot of the confusions that students have regarding agriculture as a profession, and they will be able to understand how it is prepped for the future as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.